Devi assumed the form of Chamunda. She got so intoxicated with blood. She started killing the Asurs, killing the Devatas. Mahadev, like a typical Satyagrahi, he lied down in front of Kali. She says, "Oh my God, what have I done?" This story you won't find in any Puran. The Devi who makes her presence felt in all beings as consciousness. How can she herself get intoxicated with violence?
Tell me the actual story of Kali.
Sati got furious. She said, "You have forgotten who I am." And she was taught 10 different forms. And all those forms are scary. First of the Dasha Mahavidya is Kali. Shoti goes over there, is insulted, jumps in the sacrificial fire. When Shiva hears of it, he is furious. Bhutonato bhuto shato dokko joggo nashiche jokko rokko lokko lokko otto otto hashiche. The Lord of Wisdom finds it difficult to accept his wife's death. Kali Puja should be done quietly. Maybe there is only one lamp in front of the deity and the other lamp is within the heart of the devotee. If tonight is the last night, what do I do with all my accumulated wealth? So I burn it up. Fireworks. Firework means literally you blow up money. Hinduism is a living religion. We allow everybody to have his own interpretation. Our main point is to experience the divine. बसतु में जिह्वाग्रे सर्वशुक्ला सरस्वती. May my mother Saraswati make my tongue thy seat. May she speak through my mouth.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Fine. Speaking about God always keeps me happy.
So it's wonderful to have you back. Last time it was wonderful. The entire episode was so rich. I hope this episode also, enlightens us with your knowledge. So this year, 2024, 31st of October is marked as Kali Puja. So whenever I have traveled in Kumutuli, I have noticed throughout the year, there's some other idol of Kali Ma being made. And I've also seen throughout the city, sometime or the other, Kali Puja is celebrated in homes, in few paras. Why is it so? If 31st is marked as Kali Puja in the calendar, then why is Kali Puja being celebrated throughout the year?
Actually, there are, Bengalis are very fond of Kali. Foreigners find it very difficult to digest. That's such an, awesome figure. How can we call it mother? But nevertheless, Bengalis are very fond of Kali, and wherever Bengalis go, they will always make a Kali Badi. Like if you go to Delhi, Delhi Kali Badi. So that is the place, that you go there, you find accommodation. And all throughout the year, particularly Tuesdays, Saturdays, and on any new moon night, Amavasya Rate, that is auspicious to have Kali Puja. But these are specifically private pujas. So normally you will find it happening in some home, and in most cases, it will be if people make what we call manat. That means specific intention.
Wish.
Wish. Oh mother, if you fulfill this wish, I will offer you puja on such and such day. So that sort of a thing. But this Kali Puja, we call it Dipannita. Deep means lamp.
The one that is celebrated on 31st of this year.
That is when the rest of India is celebrating Deepavali or Diwali, whichever way you call it, we are celebrating Kali Puja. So that's the most, I should say, common day. But you can have it, as I said, other time of the year as well. And then there are some specific dates like Faloharini Kali Puja, that will be on the Amavasya of the month of Joishtho. Rotanti Kali Puja, that is Krishna Chaturthi of the month of Magh, etc. But as I said, those are held only in temples. Very rarely that will be a community celebration.
Okay, so what you mean to say is the specific date that we have puja on out there, the entire community celebrates
Correct.
Kali Puja together.
Correct.
And the rest of the year, it's mainly private pujas or small pujas.
Private.
That is
Absolutely private and personal.
Celebrated individually.
Yes.
So we have noticed during Durga Puja or Saraswati Puja or Vishwakarma Puja, the puja takes place throughout the day. But specifically in Kali Puja, we see the entire puja taking place throughout the night. Why is it so?
Yes, this is a very important question. You see, by definition, pujas are supposed to be held in daytime. However, like Lakshmi Puja, that is held at sundown. Then Janmashtami, that is also at midnight, but Shivora, that will be only for an hour or so. Shivoratri, that will be at night. The name itself is Shivoratri, night. But then it will be intermittent. One puja at 6 o'clock, second one at 9 o'clock, third one at 12 o'clock, the last one at about 3 o'clock in the morning. So it will be intermittent. But Kali Puja is one puja, Dipannita Kali Puja, the Kali Puja that takes place when rest of India is celebrating Diwali. We start at midnight and we continue all throughout. The reason is quite interesting. The Hindu concept of time, we believe that there are 4 yugas. Shottu, we start with the Shottu Yug, then comes the Treta Yug, then comes the Dapur Yug, and finally the Kali Yug. Now we are going through Kali. At the end of Kali Yug, when Kali is completely ripe, then this creation will be dissolved and a new creation will take place. And that is the Hindu concept of time is like a spiral. We have our existence at one level, then that is discarded, and we go to move to a higher plane of existence. And according to the Purans, this is the 7th such cycle we are living in. Now the previous 6 cycles, it has happened, the dissolution, the destruction has happened on the Amavasya night of the month of Kartik. That is the Diwali night, what we call the Diwali night. So there are reasons, so chances are, according to laws of probability, that this time also the ultimate destruction at the end of Kali will take place on a Kartik Amavasya night. Now we don't know which year it will be. There is no prediction.
Okay.
And in any case, when there is an accident, when there is a destruction, generally we cannot foretell it. That night, when the Kartik Amavasya comes, we are not sure whether we will see the next day, the next sunrise we will see or not. But then why puja during the full night? Well, not only puja is happening during the full night. Many people are drinking the whole night. Many people are burning fireworks the whole night. Many people are gambling the whole night.
Why is it
But
so?
it's a night-long thing. Hardly anybody sleeps. Why? We believe, we means the Hindus, we believe that there are 3 what we call gun. Now in Bengali, gun will mean virtue. Now here, gun means quality, nature. There are 3 essential basic nature among people. One is called Swatik, Rajosic, and the last one is Tamosic. Now Swatik means sublime. So there are people who are quiet, who are devout, who are soft-spoken. Like these are Sattvic people. So for them, they would prefer to spend the night. If this is the last night, if I have to go, it's best that I go in company with the mother, in front of the mother, chanting the name of the mother. That is why Kali Puja will start at midnight. And it will go almost till dawn. Now, if I see the daylight, I know that I have been granted extension for one more year.
Okay.
But for Rajyoshik people are active people. Okay, they are very active. They cannot, like they are doing something or the other all the time. And generally, those who are very successful in business or any other enterprise, they are Rajyoshik people. So they throw a challenge. The night is dark. It is believed, not really believed, according to scientific, the earth and the sun. The earth's orbit is not really circular, it is elliptical. And the moon, when the moon is also going, the moon is also not going exactly in a circular way.
Okay.
So at the time of this Kartik Mashir Amavasya, Diwali night, it is the darkest Amavasya of the whole year.
Okay.
So that Rajyoshik people, they challenge. Okay, night is dark. We will lit it up. They lit it up with lamps.
Okay.
Otherwise, you see, Kali Puja should be done quietly. All the sadhaks, whoever has done Kali Puja, maybe there is only one lamp in front of the deity, and the other lamp is within the heart of the devotee. But the Rajasic people, they will decorate their home lavishly with all sort of light. Another thing they will do. Just now I said, those who are successful in business, in any sort of enterprise, they have to be active by nature. Now, if tomorrow will not come, if tonight is the last night, what do I do with all my accumulated wealth? So I burn it up. Fireworks. Firework means literally you blow up money. They're doing that. They're also going around visiting all their friends and relatives with sweets. Who knows? This may be our
End.
This may be the last time I am saying, my dear ones. And then there are people who are tamoshik. Tamoshik means gross. Tamoshik means gross. Tamoshik means lethargic. Now, I am not saying that tamoshik is bad. Not that. Like, for example, when we need to rest, when we need to sleep, that time, that sleep, and that tamogun is needed. If at that time also I am very active, what will happen is I will twist and turn in my bed thinking of, oh my God, I should have done this today. Okay, tomorrow the first thing in the morning, this is what I should do. I will start planning for the next day and I won't get any rest. So tamoshik is also needed. But generally, tamoshik people, they are gross, very gross people, and they prefer drinking. Because if I am drunk, then even if I die, I won't feel the pain. The logic is very simple. However, and obviously if someone is drinking, you will see on Kali Puja day, people who don't touch drinks at all, some of them will start drinking from midday. So if I am drunk, I won't feel the pain. And obviously these people, they won't be lighting up firecrackers, they won't be lighting up lamps, they won't be visiting friends. So each one is getting ready to say goodbye. This is like, this is like medical insurance. Medical insurance, when you make a medical policy, you fervently hope that you will not need to use it. You won't be hospitalized. But nevertheless, you still pay the premium. So this is like paying the premium.
Could you take us through the tale of Kali?
The story of Kali. Well, that's very fascinating. I will start with what it is not. Most of the time you will get to hear this one. That once, when Devi assumed the form of Chamunda, she slayed Chandamundo and then she slayed Raktobij. And after slaying Raktobij, she got so intoxicated with blood that she lost all her senses. She was not in control. And then she started slaughtering whoever will come in the way. She started killing the Asurs, killing the Devatas, killing the innocent, killing the arrogant, killing the meek, whoever will come. She is just mad on blood, bloodthirsty. And so the Devas got scared, the dwellers of heaven, Indra, etc. They panicked and they told Mahadev, her husband, that please go and lie down in front of her. So Mahadev, like a typical satyagrahi, during the British period, the satyagrahis under the command of Mahatma Gandhi, they will do what they will do. Wherever they are boycotting British goods, they will lie down in front of British merchant establishments so that no one can go to the English shops and buy British goods. So Mahadev did something like that. He lied down in front of Kali, who is coming, bloodthirsty, intoxicated with violence. And then Kali tramples on Shiva. And somehow, as a wife, there is a Bengali song, Porichito Hater Adore. So here it will be with her feet. The moment she touches the body of her husband, she says, "Oh my God, what have I done?" And she hangs out her tongue in shame. In fact, one foreign poet came to Calcutta, loved Calcutta, and his memoirs, he named it "Hang Out Your Tongue in Shame." But this story you won't find in any Puran, not in Ramayana, not in Mahabharata, not in Kalika Puran, not in any Puran. So obviously, this is false. And it cannot be. It cannot be. Because the Chandi, Devi Shaptashruti, there it is said, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Chetana Obhidhyate. Chetanetva Bhidhyate. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Chetanetva Bhidhyate. The Devi who makes her presence felt in all beings as consciousness. How can she herself get intoxicated with violence? You see, I have been a school teacher. There have been situations in classrooms where the boys are noisy, etc., and I am angry. But if I lose my senses, if I go down and start hitting the boys right and left, will the boys love me? Will the boys respect me? Won't I lose my job? So how can that happen to a deity who is present as consciousness in all living beings? So this is a total slander.
So according to you, the scriptures don't have this version of the story that you just explained. So, it is believed by so many people all around the country. Why is it so?
I knew that I was anticipating this question, that if this is not found anywhere, how come that everybody knows it? Well, we have to go back a little bit back in time. That time, India was under East India Company. You know that East India Company, 1757, Battle of Palashi, defeated Siraj-ud-Dowla. Now, when East India Company came, it was a company. So their basic motive was to make profit, earn money, whichever you can, and ensure that your shareholders, they get high dividend. So that time, there was a missionary, a British missionary called William Carey. He belonged to the Baptist mission. He came to Bengal and he wanted to preach Christianity. But East India Company did not allow him to come to Calcutta. Because as I said, East India Company's one and only motive was to gather as much money as possible. They were not interested in preaching Christianity. So William Carey had to move to Srirampur. Srirampur that time, that was under the Dutch. And it was known as Frederick Nagar. And he established his mission, his ashram over there along with Carey and Marshman. And they started preaching Christianity. They translated the Bible into Bengali. In fact, the Bible was the first Bengali book written in prose. Not only that, Carey, Marshman and Halhed, they published the Bengali grammar. Now, why? Because they understood that if they have to preach Christianity, they have to know the language of the people. And not only Bengali, they had used to make publication in other languages as well. Now, meanwhile, gradually, a change was taking place. East India Company was getting the taste of power, and they wanted to stay here. And also the British government, they were also getting interested of getting India under their grab. So some other policies, like for example, education policy, they started framing it. Now, they wanted, East India Company and later the British government, they wanted that Indians should be loyal to the British Raj. Obviously, it's a foreign land. And so the education policy, now you may have heard about Lord Macaulay. La Martinia for boys, a very famous school in Calcutta. One of the houses, the boys' school, girls' school, La Martinia, is named after Lord Macaulay. Now, what did Macaulay say? His idea was to destroy the prevalent Indian education system. And he said that we will form a coterie. He gave it a very nice name, downward filtration theory. We will teach some Indians, we will gather a group, we will teach some Indians who will be loyal to us, and loyal to us emotionally, intellectually and spiritually. They will hate anything that is Indian, and they will consider anything that is European as something superior. So they will be our agents, and through them we will exert our influence among the Indian masses. Now that was in 1835.
What was the education like before they came in?
Education before that, in every village, we will have toll. Now, toll will mean there will be a Guru Moshai. A Guru Moshai was someone who knows how to read, the basic arithmetic. He knows something. So, in the toll, or sometimes every village will have a Chondi Mondop. Durga Puja will be celebrated there. Rest of the time, the Chondi Mondop will be empty. So, these Guru Moshais, the small children, they will come to the Guru Moshais and they will learn the basics of reading, writing and arithmetic. Now, apart from that, whenever is there any gathering, suppose a wedding or a community or a Sraddh ceremony or maybe a puja, so there will be a Kathak Thakur. Katha means tale. And he will recite, he will like a mono act out Puranic tales. And through that, through the stories, high moral values, high theological values will be taught. So this Macaulay, he wanted to destroy it. So he said, we will start schools the type we have in England. And we will educate a group. We will educate a small group of Indians who will be our agents, through whom we will exert our influence and we will make sure that Indians remain loyal to us. And William Carey, at this point of time, William Carey had come to Srirampur a long time back. But at this point of time, William Carey was approached by them. They said, please print out textbooks. We need textbooks. We have school for civilians, English officers who will be coming here for administration. They must know the local language. We need textbooks for them. But more than that, we need textbook for the small group, for the Indians whom we are teaching, who will be our agents. Textbooks for them, and you have your press. And Carey also had some Bengali Pandits So they are all sort of rubbish.
So they started destroying the reality.
Yes, I will just see. Lord Macaulay, his education policy, this is called Minutes of Lord Macaulay. He wrote down the points and he submitted it to the British Parliament. I will read out what he said in the introductory speech. This is Lord Macaulay's address to the British Parliament on 2nd February 1835. Another 22 years, India will formally pass into the hand of the British government. Lord Macaulay's address to the British Parliament on 2nd February 1835. I have travelled across the length and the breadth of India, and I have not seen one person who is a beggar, who is a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values, people of such caliber, that I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is a spiritual and cultural heritage. What is the backbone of the nation? Spiritual culture and heritage. Therefore, I propose that we replace her old and ancient education system, her culture, for if the Indians think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native culture, and they will become what we want them to be, a truly dominated nation. Very clear. And here who came handy? London School Book Society. And under the aegis of London School Book Society, a school book society in Calcutta was established. And such tales, such awful tales, because they noticed that Bengalis are Kali Bhakta. Now they saw the image from outside. They saw, yes, Kali has a lolling tongue. Kali has a severed head in her hand. Kali does wear a garland of skulls. And she is seen trampling on someone who looks like Shiva. So they fabricated a story of their own. And those who got, Hindu school, etc., the schools founded by the British. So those who are those educated Indians, they went on spreading education. And that is how this story gathered ground. And what you don't challenge, what you never challenge is what you read in your school's textbook in your childhood.
So you told me what it is not. So tell me the actual story of Kali.
If you ask a Ramakrishna monk, 99% chance that he will refer to the Upanishads because they have a passion for Vedanta. And they will say there are 7 tongues of the sacrificial fire, Kali, Korali, Monojiva, etc. One of the flames, that is tongues of the sacrificial fire, is called Kali. But that is not the Kali that we worship on Diwali night. Again, there is in Chundi, we find Chamunda, Vinishkranta Kali Ushi Pashini. Ushi with a sword, Pash with a noose, Bichitra Khattango Dhara with a iron danda, or sometimes it is Khattango is expressed like a human spine. Hado Mala Vibhushita, wearing a garland of bones. But again, this is not the Kali that we worship.
Okay.
This Kali, this Chamunda Kali, her we worship during Sandhi Puja. Durga Puja at the juncture of Ashtami and Navami, we do worship her. So let me come where we find this Kali. You see, Durga had many incarnations, right? When Durga came to kill Mahishasur, she was born from the Tej of the Devatas and the Rishis and the Munis. And after killing Mahishasur, she gave them the boon that whenever you are in trouble, you ask me, I will come. So she doesn't have a father, she doesn't have a husband That is the deity. Now, she has been incarnated many times, like Vishnu. Lord Vishnu has been incarnated many times.
10 times.
No, 10 times. They are the most popular.
Okay.
In Bhagavat, there are 24. And he himself says, I will come as many times
As necessary.
as necessary. Right? So there are many incarnations. Now each incarnation is distinctly different. So same way, Durga has also many incarnations. One such incarnation is Shoti. See, incarnation means what? Incarnation means taking, assuming human form. Or in case of Vishnu, he has taken the form of a boar. He has taken the form of a tortoise. He has taken the form of fish. That means any creature, form of a creature. That is incarnation.
But why is it different all the time?
It is different. It is different. See,
Why is it?
I'm telling you. Each incarnation comes with a purpose. Let's take a very simple example. Milk. From milk, we have dahi, curd. We have chena, paneer. We have ghol, chach. But each one, we have butter. We have ghee. All this is nothing but milk. Dahi is milk protein, chena is milk protein, butter is milk protein, ghee is milk protein, but their tastes are different.
And in different form.
Their forms are different and they are used in different purposes.
True.
So same way, Durga, she also has come many times. So she came as the daughter, her first incarnation was as the daughter of Dokho, Prajapati Dokho. Brahma had some Manush Putras, and one such Manush Putra was Dokho. So, but she got married to Shiva. Dokho was not very much in favor of the marriage, but nevertheless, daughter got married to Shiva. Now, Dokho made a yagya. Now, in those days, when you have a sacrifice, joggo, so you will be inviting all your friends, guests, relatives. But Dokho had one purpose at the back of the mind. That my daughter, I am such a powerful king. And my daughter has married a beggar. Because you can see all other gods and goddesses, they are decked in fine clothing, jewelry and all that. And Shiva is an ascetic. He does not even wear proper clothes. He is wearing the skin of a tiger. And he has snakes and he has all. So Dokho said, I cannot invite my daughter. It will be a matter of prestige for me. So she was not invited. But however, she got the news that her father is doing a big joggo where everybody has been invited. And she told her husband, Shiva, that I'm going. Shiva said, look, you have not been invited. And I know very well what is the real, what is there at the back of his mind. At the back of his mind, he wants to insult me. Shibo hin joggo. He wants to insult me. So please don't go. So Sati will not listen. She said, a daughter does not need a father's invitation. I will go. Adamant. I will go. Then Shiva said, okay, if you have to go, I will give you Nondi and Bhringi, my two attendants, as your escort. Because such a far place and something can happen to you, they will give you protection. Sati got furious. She said, you have forgotten who I am. See who I am. And Shiva saw 10 different forms. 10 different forms. One in front, whichever way he sees in front of him Kali. This side he sees Tara. This side Dhumavoti, Bagola, etc., etc., etc. And all those forms are scary. So the first of the Dasha Mahavidya is Kali. Now one more point over here. See, among the Hindu sects, There are Shaivites and there are Shaktas. Now Shaivites are devoted, they have special devotion to Shiva. Shaktas have special devotion to Shakti. So as such, between the two groups, there is a lot of friendship. Friendship and, well, but however, when it comes to this particular incident, you can see the divergence. Like, for example, Bharat Sevashram Sangha. Bharat Sevashram Sangha or Troilongo Shami of Benares, they are essentially, they are Shaivite. So if you read their books, their versions will say, Shiva said, okay, with a smile, oh, okay. You are trying to, you know the way a father looks at the small child trying to frighten him. Oh, you are trying to frighten me? Okay, you want to go. But on the other hand, the Shaktas, like for example, Ramakrishna order, Sri Ramakrishna was a great devotee to Kali. So their version will say, Shiva got frightened. He tried to escape to the front. There he sees Kali. To his right he sees this. To his left he sees this. Up he looks. This is another great. So this is the fine tuning. Now this Dasha Mahavidya, Tantra Sadhana, those who do, then you know the rest. Shoti goes over there, is insulted, jumps in the sacrificial fire. And then, when Shiva hears of it, he is furious. Bhutanath bhutashat dukkha jagga nashiche jakka rokka lokka lokka otta hashiche. So, and then Vishnu, finally, he cuts the body of Sati into 51 pieces and scatters them because Vishnu is scared. Shiva is so engrossed. Even Shiva, the Lord of wisdom, finds it difficult to accept his wife's death. You see again, these are Puranic stories. So this means even a very wise man, if he loses his son, if he loses his wife, at times he is perturbed. How? Till the cause, it is dissected, it is analyzed, cutting into pieces, analyzing. Well, that is am I understandable? When you analyze the cause of your sorrow, then finally you get rid of it. Anyway, the story goes like this, that is cut into pieces. Those pieces, each piece becomes a Shoti pit, like the Kalighat and Kolkata, that is a Shoti pit. So there are other Shoti pits, Puri, Bimala Mandir, that is a Shoti pit. Now this Dasha Mahavidya, the 10 Mahavidyas, the 10 forms that Shiva saw. So those who go by the Tantric Margo, they are worshippers of Dasha Mahavidya. Vidya is skill. Maha is great. So these are the 10 great survival skills. The world in which we live. The world has got, the world is so imperfect. The world is so full of inconsistencies. In this world, very, very rarely what ought to happen actually happens. So that is enough to get anybody disturbed. We say that God is present in all things and in all beings. But we go that through Dasha Mahavidya. How? They come in pair. Kali is the benevolent digester of time. Who is the ultimate destroyer? Ultimate destroyer is time. Nothing can stand the onslaught of time. I still remember a poem I read when I was in school. That poem was by Shelley, Ozymandias. So the poet is traveling through a desert and he sees a pedestal. The statue, only a fragment of a statue is remaining. The rest of the statue has gone. And there it is written that, look here, I am Ozymandias, the greatest, and my glory stands forever. And the poet says, who are you? Where are you? Where are you? With time, everything everything is gone. So time is the ultimate destroyer. So Kali, the digester of time. Okay. Now, what do I mean by digester of time? Very simple. Suppose a great singer or a great poet, a great person passes away. So, in the TV channel, you open the TV, you will see short clippings of his activities all throughout his life. Now, which clippings you will see? Of his great achievements that have survived, or even for an ordinary person, when he or she dies, so the family remembers the special moments in his or her life, but ultimately it's forgotten. Ultimately, after one or two generations, it's gone.
With time, it fades.
So Kali is the digester of time. Then her pair is Tara. Tara, she is the digester of space. She is the divine grace by which we overcome space. And like internet, like my son, my elder son, he is in Seattle. So my wife, every day, my wife speaks to him through WhatsApp call, video call, and what are we overcoming?
Space.
Distance, space. No, he can very clearly see what my wife is doing, and I can clearly space. And you will see the worship of Tara is becoming more and more common nowadays. Even 20 years back, it was not so. So Kali and Tara, that is one pair. Second pair, so like that, there are 10 pairs. Second is, she is called Tripura Sundari. And her partner is Bhairavi. Tripura Sundari is seated on a majestic throne with 5 deities carrying that throne, and with one hand she has a noose. Noose is to bind. And the other hand, she has Ankush. Ankush is to drive you, to motivate you, to make you act. Noose. And the two hands, with one hand she is giving her blessings, another hand she is giving her bor. She is worshipped on Purnima nights. She stands for whatever joy, whatever is eternal, whatever will stand the test of time, whatever is eternal. Her contrast will be Bhairavi. Bhairavi is very beautiful. No, she has got a book in her hand. She has got very nice, very beautiful. But look carefully. Her breasts are smeared with blood, and she is wearing a garland of dried up skulls. So she stands for those transitory joys that don't last forever. Tripura Sundari for joys which last forever, and Bhairavi, joys which are very transient, short-lived. You see, when we do Vishwakarma Puja, sometimes instruments, we don't really need an image. On the instruments, you can do Vishwakarma Puja. You can do Lakshmi Puja on paddy, dhaner gochar opor. You can do Saraswati Puja on books. You can do Bhairavi Puja on a bottle of alcohol, liquor.
Okay. Why is it so?
Whiskey, vodka, gin. If you don't have an image, put a bottle, garland it, you can do our puja on that.
Why is it so?
Very simple. When you drink, you are happy. If people weren't happy, they won't spend so much money. See, drinks are expensive. But why do people drink? They feel happy. Tantra is not denying that they are happy. But that happiness is a very short-lived one. So Tripura Sundari, happiness that is lasting. Bhairavi, happiness which is short one. Then we have Bhuvaneshwari. Bhuvaneshwari is, when everything goes well. So for a rashtra, for a nation, for a government, when everything is stable, for stable government, that form is Bhuvaneshwari. In Chandi, we say Ahang Rashtri. So that is Bhuvaneshwari. And her contemporary form is Chinnamasta. She has cut her own head and blood is coming out. And the Stree, she is drinking her own blood and her two companions are drinking there. And beneath, you see a male and a female in the act of intercourse. Beneath her feet on a lotus. And the woman is on top. That is the divine grace you find at the time of revolution. So we do say, our historians say, revolution devours its own children. All the leaders of the revolution, they were all guillotined. Russian revolution. Except Stalin. And of course Lenin and Stalin, all those who were in the executive committee of the Bolshevik party, they were executed. Revolution divorced their own children. But at the same time, a new order is emerging. And beneath goes unnoticed. Revolution is very bloody, very messy, very awful, very terrible. But a new order, the woman is on top. And that is on a lotus. Upside on top, it's, you feel shivering. Beneath, there is a lotus blooming and a new order taking birth. So as I said, this is the divine grace, presence of the divine. When the government, when the state is in turmoil, revolution, and as opposed to that Bhuvaneshwari, when the state is stable. So like that, we have Kamala. Kamala is like Lakshmi. She is Lakshmi. 4 hands and elephants from all sides, pouring water of peace from 4 corners. Kamala. And contrast to Kamala is Dhumavati. She is shaped like a widow, like a beggar. She is riding a broken chariot which doesn't have a horse to pull it. She has a family, she has a home, she does not have means to pull it. There is a crow on top, and in her eyes there is tremendous hunger. This is presence of the mother in famine situation. And Kamala, Lakshmi, with 4 elephants from 4 sides pouring water, that is presence of the mother at times of plenty. So what is the whole idea of Dasha Mahavidya? Wherever I go, whichever situation I am, the mother is there. The mother is there. You find the mother. Last one pair I have not mentioned. Matangi and Bagola. Matangi, she has a veena in her hand. She has a khorgo. She has a veena. And there is a bird, Shukpaki. She is green in color. And it is said, Matangi tu Saraswati. She is another form of Saraswati. And what does Matangi do? She makes you a poet. Bhaber bikash, bakko, the words. She makes your words blossom. She makes your words flourish. What is her contrast? Her contrast is Bagola. Bagola, she is yellow in color. She has, Matangi is green. Bagola is yellow. She is holding the tongue of an Asur. There is an Asur. Durga is slaying the Asur. She is not slaying. She is doing what? She is holding the tongue. And with the other hand, with the Gada in her hand, she is putting a blow on the head. Putting a blow on the head of the Asur. Restricting speech. Holding the tongue, restricting speech. You see, it happens with us also. I am very angry, or I am whatever. Not only anger. Could be also, a passion, moment of any other type of passion. I'm about to say something. Suddenly, I control myself. Suddenly, I realize the consequences of saying, or someone from within makes me hold my tongue. Dasha Mahavidya, what Shiva saw is the 10 Mahavidyas, which says that under all circumstances, the mother is there.
Ma is present.
Mother is present. Mother has not left you in any situation. And the first of the 10 Mahavidyas is the Kali that we worship, the same form that we worship on the Kali Puja. But one word of caution. See, I have given you one interpretation of Dashamavidya. There are so many other interpretations as well. Hinduism is a living religion because we allow everybody to have his own interpretation. Our main point is to experience the divine. For us, it doesn't matter what I believe because God is not going to change himself to fit into my belief.
True.
So, but whatever I have said it according to Tantras. But there are so many other interpretations as well. So please don't think whatever I have said that the pairs occurs in pairs. This is a valid interpretation, but there are other interpretations as well.
So sometimes we hear about Shama Puja and sometimes we hear about Kali Puja. What is the basic difference between the two pujas?
See, there are many types of Kali. Sri Ramakrishna, he was asked by Keshav Sen, Kali Korokom, how many types of Kali are there? And Sri Ramakrishna says, first is Mahakali. When there was no creation, I told you that according to the Hindu belief, that we move in a spiral pattern. So we need to go somewhere higher. So a time comes when we have to do away with what we have. Otherwise, that higher form will never start.
What is that higher form?
Suppose you are living in a building. Now you and your forefathers, they have been living in that building for many generations. Now the building, it is falling down. It is not possible to repair it anymore. Now what will you do? You will have to pull that building down. Unless you pull that building down, you won't be able to
reconstruct.
Because it is now beyond repair. So same way, human civilization, when it goes beyond repair, it has lived its utility, it has to be pulled down. And that is, of course, a very awful, terrible act. But that is for something good. Because without that new creation,
won't happen.
Nothing new will come. So anyway, so what I was saying is this. According to Sri Ramakrishna is saying that when one set of creation is dissolved, what the mother does, the mother picks up the seeds so that new creation can come afresh. But then she herself becomes formless. Mahakal is formless. Mahakali is also beyond form. And when does Mahakali exist? In between creations. Old creation has dissolved, new creation is about to start. That is Mahakali. And then we have Kali, the benevolent digester of time. So I will come to that later. If I will have to explain the Kali Murti. That I will do. So then we have Shama Kali. Shama Kali, she is the milder form. So she is sky blue in color. See, there is a very easy way of differentiating between Kali Murti and Shama Murti. Kali Murti, the color will be black. Once again, Mahakali beyond Pratima, Nirakar. Kali, black in color. Shama, blue in color. Why black? Because black absorbs all. Our scriptures say that white, red, yellow, whichever color you mix with the black, it will be absorbed. So she is like the black hole of creation, drawing everything in. And Sham, blue, like the sky. Infinite, from a distance, it looks blue. Come closer, come closer, come closer. And you will see that it is beyond color. And that is the color. Other difference is the the alienation of Shiva, alignment. In Shama Kali, if this is Kali, then Shiva will be like this, at right angles, at 90 degree. You can only see the jota. You cannot see the face. So if you go to Dakshineshwar Kali temple, you will see only the jota of the Shiva. You won't see the face at right angles. That is Kali. And Shama, Shiv will be lying sidewise. So from head to toe, you will see the whole thing. But once again, I said it is Shiv, but it is not Shiv. It is Mahakal Bhairav.
What's the difference?
What is the difference? Bhairav, a sadhak, through his sadhana, when he becomes one with Shiva, he is called Bhairav. Avatar, when God descends, God comes down. When God comes down, assumes the form of a creature, we call him Avatar. Like Sri Ramakrishna, we call him Avatar. God descending down, Avatar, Avatirna hava, Avataran kora. On the other hand, Bamakhapa of Tarapit, Bamakhapa is called Tarapit Bhairav. Through his sadhana, he has attained union with Shiva. So there are many Bhairavs. Every Shotipit will have a Bhairav. Like if you go to Kalighat Kali temple, close to Kalighat Kali temple, there will be Nokuleshwar Bhairav.
Okay.
So there must have been a sadhak called Nokuleshwar who has done sadhana over there, and through sadhana he has become Shiva. Am I understandable? So if you look at now let me share with you a very interesting thing. In Matrimandir, the image makers are making the same group of image makers. There is the fourth generation, they are making images. So we have Durga Puja, we have Kali Puja, Jagadhatri Puja, all the forms. So Kali Puja time, we have Shama. We don't call it Kali Puja, Shama Puja, we have Shama. Milder form, I told you. So I noticed that there is sometimes, like, the Shiva has got a very huge, Mahakal Bhairav has got a very huge belly. And the feet are very small as compared to the body. And not only in our place, everywhere I will go, first I will look at Mahakal Bhairav and I will see everywhere the same thing. Huge belly and the feet are disproportionately small. So I asked the image makers, why can't you make it? You are doing everything so very nice. But when it comes to, that time I used to think that this is Shiva. This Shiva, can't you make it proportionate? So they said, Ki jani, amra to emoni shikechi. For generations we have been making it like this. Later, when I was doing the mantras of Kali Puja, I saw, to my surprise, that nowhere is Shiva has been invoked. At the beginning of any puja, not only puja, Beya Sadho, we have Shivadi Pancho Devata, Shiv and the Shiv, Vishnu, etc. Other than that, there is no mention of puja of Shiva in the entire Kali Puja or Shama Puja rituals. What do we have? Puja of Bhairav. And there are so many different types of Bhairavs. But why this deformity? Because when man becomes God, after all man, so there will be some deformity. When God becomes man, when God comes down, he wants to enjoy his human form fully. So there his lila, not deformities. Apparently, no, nice. But when man becomes, through his sadhana, through grace of God, he becomes one with God. Jiva becomes Shiva. Some deformity, some mark. Sri Ramakrishna used to say that in a pot, if you have taken roshun, what do you call roshun in English? Garlic. If you have roshun paste in a pot, then doesn't matter how many times you wash it, the smell of garlic will not go. So that is why that Bhairab. And what Bhairab? Mahakal Bhairab. But then there are other Bhairabs, they are all worshipped over there. And now let me explain to you the significance of the Kali Murti. But before that, let me share with you again one episode.
Okay.
This is not a Puranic episode, historic episode. See, Kali, what is the essential tattva of Kali? Essential tattva of Kali is beneficent, benevolent digester of time. So how is that represented? Like I'm talking to you, I'm giving you some ideas. I can give you the ideas through a picture, through a diagram. So one way of doing that, symbolic, that is called jontro, that is geometric.
Okay.
Or involving a lot of triangles, circles, elliptical figures. So any of these tantric pujas, you will see they will make elaborate diagrams. But only those who know, these are symbols, only those who know, they will understand the meaning. So Kali used to be worshipped on Kali Jantro. So there was one sadhak called Krishnanando Agom Bagish. And he was a classmate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. They studied together in the toll. I was talking you about the traditional form. So they were classmates together. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became a Vaishnav. And Agam Bagish became a Tantra Sadhak, mother worshipper. Now he used to worship Kali on every Amavasya night. And he would ask Kali only for one boon. He won't ask for wealth. He won't ask for name. He won't ask for wellness of his children. He would only say, Mother, I have one. I'm not satisfied. My heart's desire, I want to see you. I feel very dry worshipping you on this diagram. Please tell me how to express your tattva, your theory through a form. So one night, the mother, she heard, he did not see the mother, he heard that go towards Ganga. The first woman you will see, notice her posture. Notice her posture and then meditate on it. You will see all the attributes, all the qualities with which you are trying to define me. You will see all the things appearing in that posture. So he got up. That was about 3 o'clock at night. Started going towards Ganga. Now, in the village side, the ladies, in those days there was no such Bharat Abhijan and there was no toilet. There was no toilet in every house. So people had to go to the riverside or in the fields to do the toilet. So for the women folk, it used to be particularly hard. They had to get up early in the morning, well before sunrise. They had to go and get themselves washed. So one such woman was returning from the fields. And then as she came near her house, she had a small pot of cow dung, one box kind cow dung, and she was giving ghute. Ghute means they mix the cow dung with small pieces of hay and they stamp it on the walls. That's called ghute, dried. That is used as a fuel. So she was standing 1 foot down, 1 foot raised a little higher. And with one hand, she was putting the ghute. She had gone to the field, had her bath, 3 o'clock in the morning. No point going to bed. She was using the time by giving ghute. Now when she saw Krishnananda Agam Bagish, everybody knew him. He was such a great, everybody respected him. When he saw, she never expected that this saintly man will be so, and she was only wearing a small gamcha, not a proper sari. She had taken her bath and she did not expect anyone at 3 o'clock in the morning. So she did like this, and as she did like this, her towel fell off. She was totally naked, one hand like this lifted up, one leg slightly elevated, putting her tongue out. And Krishna said, got it. You have heard about Eureka. So Krishna said, got it in a flash. The Divine Mother revealed what else need to be added to put the idea of benevolent digester of time. So first let us come to the skulls. The garland of skulls. Now there will be 51 skulls.
Okay.
Why 51?
Why?
In Sanskrit, the number of letters is 50, 50. So if you look at the skulls closely, you know in the elocution books, O, A, E, no? They show the different position of the tongue and the lips to pronounce. So each skull stands for a letter. So Mundomala, there is a very famous tantra called Mundomala Tantra. So translated into English, its name is Garland of Letters. Mundomala is garland of letters, not garland of skulls. Each one stands for a letter. Why? What do I write in my diary? You must be having a diary. And in the olden days, the practice of diary writing was very popular. We know Ramakrishna Kathamrito, Srimo, after returning home, he will write down in his diary what he saw, what conversations and what Ramakrishna said. We also keep our diaries. Now, do I write everything there? No. I write what I consider most important.
Highlights of the entire day, maybe.
There is not only highlight of happenings, maybe also feelings.
Yeah, thoughts.
Maybe also feelings, maybe also thoughts. This thought came in my mind. But I will write only what is best. And I will reject other things. If I had a great meal, maybe only on that day I will write 1 or 2 lines. Ajke khub bhalo chingni macher malai kari khelam. But I won't write every day. I will not write I had bhat dal. No. Will I write? I will not write. I will only write what is essential. And how do I do that? I do that writing. Then Ramayana, Mahabharata, the travelogues. We know the travelogue of Hugh Sang. We know the travelogue of Tavarnier. So when we are reading those travelogues, that time is coming alive. And what did they write in the travelogue? They wrote only, this is called digestion of time. Why do we edit videos? Why do we edit videos?
To manipulate time.
Digestion of time. Digestion of time. So Kali Tattva. Now what about the lolling tongue? The lolling tongue, it is the oral tradition. When a bride comes to her new family, husband's family, the mother-in-law will tell her, look, these are the systems in our family. These are the systems in our family. That is the oral tradition, the teacher. And this will vary. You see, I taught in St. Xavier's, studied in St. Lawrence. So Jesuit tradition, certain things we have been told by our teachers. Like one thing, and I have told that to my students. What I learned in St. Lawrence's, I said the same thing to St. Xavier's boys, because St. Lawrence and St. Xavier's both are run by the same order of Catholic monks. I have learned that whatever you do, at the end of the day, you have to tell yourself that I have done my best. I couldn't have done any better. It does not matter whether You are the best or not. What matters is what you do the best. This is what I have learned, and this is I have been telling my students through generations. So oral tradition, tongue, and also oral tradition. You see, in the ancient days, the gurus used to teach their shishyo through oral tradition only, the Gurukul system. Now, let us come to the hands. There are 4 hands. The first hand, on top, we have the khorgo, the sword. Now, sword stands for Bortoman Kal, the present moment. In grammar, we have learnt about Otit Kal, Bortoman Kal, and Bhavishyat Kal. Otit Kal is past, Bortoman Kal is present, and Bhavishyat Kal is in future. Now Kali is holding up which Kal for us to see? Bortoman Kal. I don't have any control over the past. If I feel, after coming over here, I feel, oh my goodness, I should have gone. Can I do that? I can't do that. I can't go back in time. Whatever is, like we say, past is past. Can't do anything about it. And future, well, we do make plans. We make plans. We say, yes, see you tomorrow. There are so many instances we know where, like for example, an accident, a train accident. If they had known that this train would undergo an accident, will anybody board on that train?
No.
No. Sometime back, there was an air crash just in Nepal. If I'm not mistaken, there were only 10 seconds left for the aircraft to land. Something happened and the aircraft crashed against the mountains and blew up into a big roll of fire. And in that aircraft, there was one lady who had, the pilot, she was the lady. Another 10 minutes were required for her to get she was the assistant pilot. Another 10 minutes of flying were required for her to get the pilot's license. If she had known, would she accept? No. No. So we say, I will do this tonight. There are so many instances. My own grandfather, I was only 6 years old at that time, but I remember it very vividly. We had gone for a family picnic. Picnic was very happy. Enjoyed thoroughly. Then we had all boarded we had gone in a large car, a bus. We had all boarded in that bus, not a car, bus. And then my grandfather said, I just 2 minutes, I need to go to obviously to urinate or something like that. We waited. Then the Mali came running, gardener came running. Babu to namaz pad raha hai. He said, what? I still remember. My great grandmother saying, what? Namaz. And we went there and he was there with his head bowed down, touching the ground. Then we can also call that pranam. When we do pranam, we also do like that, but we don't know what made the Mali think of namaz. But that is like that, with the buttocks lifted up and forehead touching the ground. He has passed away. One of my professors, Professor Shunil Siddhanto, professor of chemistry, Ashutosh College, he had retired, but he was giving tuition. He used to give tuitions after his retirement. So ISC result has come. Students have been coming and showing him the results. He was so very happy. Everybody was happy. Everybody was laughter. All of a sudden, not even 1 minute, passed away. And so many accidents we hear. These are not accidents, but what about the roadside accidents? So, what is in our hand? Past, I cannot go back. It has gone out of my hand. Future, I don't know what is in my hand. This moment, this present moment. And Kali is saying, whatever you do it now. And what about the two hands on these two sides? One is Bor, other one is Abhay. Bor is like this, giving boon. Now some people I have seen, they put a Sandesh over here. You shouldn't put a Sandesh. Why should Kali give you a Sandesh? She is giving you what you want. And this is Abhay. Abhay. I am there. I am your mother. I am there. And now let me come back to the most gory thing. The severed head held in the left hand. The khorgo is on the upper left hand. You see, for women, the left side is considered auspicious. So khorgo is on the upper left hand. That is the present time, do it now. And the severed head, lower left hand. Those who know the scriptures, those pandits, you will find many of them, they refuse to do Kali Puja. They will do Durga Puja, they will do Lakshmi Puja, Saraswati Puja, Vishwakarma Puja, Kartik Puja, whatever. But you ask them about Kali Puja, they will say, Chhede de bhai. Why? Because they know the meaning of the mantras. That when you are meditating, you have to think that it is your own severed head, your own cut head that is hanging. Why? That is an assurance. You see, we talk about peaceful death. He died peacefully. He passed away peacefully. In every Bengali, Sadde Chiti, in Shogyane, Sadhanochito Dhame, death is never peaceful. This place, even if I don't have any physical problem, but still, this place where I have lived so long, going away, not all can do it. Some can do it. They're great souls. They're great souls. I have read about one Ramakrishna monk. He wrote down in his diary that today I have visited one of my friends. He's suffering from cancer. Doctor said that at the most he will survive for 1 or 2 days. Not more than that. There is no chance of his survival. And the monk knows that. So he's saying, I visited. We were in the training academy. We were together. And he says, I'm very excited. You know, only a few more hours. Now I will get to see what exactly happens after death. I will see. You see, there have been so many speculations. But now I will see for myself. You see, these are not our category. For us, ordinary people, living the territory where I have been, it's always painful. So the mother does not hide the fact that that is painful. But then she is saying, he will be in my hand. And you see, how do I perceive this world? We have 5 senses. Head is the place where all the 5 senses are there. So the mother is saying, from now on, you will be only seeing me. So long you have seen so many things which some has attracted you, some has distracted you, some has given you joy, some has given you irritation. But now you will be seeing only me. With your eyes, with your ears, you will be only hearing my words. With your tongue, you will be only chanting my name and having my prasad. With your nostrils, you will be only smelling. You are so close to me. So it's a big consolation. Death may be painful, but the mother will hold me in her arms. That is the symbolism. And beneath, as I said, Mahakal Bhairav, one who has attained the state of Shiva, has become one with Shiva despite he is carrying that, some shape deficiencies will be there. Not a problem. Now, Sister Nivedita had a beautiful observation. If you look at the feet of the mother, one is on the chest of Mahakal Bhairav. The other one is in the genital region, which is a very soft region. And Mahakali is not Kareena Kapoor, figure 0 noy. Mota Soda, she is hefty. So, it must be creating a lot of pressure. Just imagine someone standing on your chest. But look at the eyes of the Shiva. Whether perpendicular, as in the black Kali, or sidewise, as in the blue Shama. It is one, looking so lovingly. So whatever pains come, the Bhairav knows it is the prasad. And Vivekananda expresses that in such a fantastic way. Sahoshe je dukkho doinno chaye, mritture jodaye bahu pashe. One who desires poverty and sorrow and embraces the death. Kal nritya kore upabhog. Sahoshe je dukkho doinno chaye, mritture jodaye bahu pashe. Kal nritya kore upabhog. Enjoys the dance of death. Matri rupa tari kache ashe. Kali, the mother,
Comes to the one who embraces.
embraces, because for the devotee, everything is prasad. For us, certain thing we like, certain thing we don't like. When I see someone suffering from, I say, my goodness, this fellow, such a devout fellow, all his life he has been doing good job, he has been doing good work, he has been unselfish, he has been helping others. Why is he suffering so much? But if he is a true devotee, even that is prasad.
So could you tell us about Shoshan Kali?
Shoshan Kali, yes. Another thing, in the Kali Murti, not in the Shama Murti, in the Kali Murti, in the black one, you will notice that sometimes the left foot is forward. Now that is called Bama Kali. That is to be worshipped only by monastics. Because Bama Kali breaks away, dissolves all family bonds. But in the domestic places, the right is forwarded. Now in the Ramakrishna order also, that's called Dokshina Kali. In Ramakrishna order also, we see Dokshina Kali. So I have asked the monks, aren't you expected to worship Bama Kali? So they said that Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar Kali Mandir, it was Dokshina Kali. That is why they know that they ought to worship Bama Kali, but following their guru, they are worshipping Dokshina Kali. And Shoshan Kali you find only in Shoshan, nowhere else. And Shoshan Kali, you see, earlier they used to sell pictures of Shoshan Kali at Kali Ghat place. But at the same time, nowadays they don't. And many people, they click photos of Shoshan Kali. But, if you are really a spiritual person, you will not carry a picture of Shoshan Kali home.
Okay. Why is it that so?
That is Kali in a Ugramurti.
Okay.
Violent form. Okay. Now what is the speciality of Shoshan Kali? There are two hands, not four. There are two hands. In one hand, she is holding a severed hand, not head.
Okay.
Not head, a severed hand. Other hand, she is holding a small katori.
Bowl.
Above a small bowl containing wine. Karonbari. That is liquor, alcoholic liquor. And her tongue is not protruding. Her tongue is It's not like this. It's this. Tongue is not protruding. Why? Tongue is not protruding because at Shoshan, there is no one to give instructions. Gone beyond instructions. No one will tell you about family tradition and all that. And why one hand? Why one hand? Because in Shoshan, you always praise the good deed done by that person. Maybe you didn't like that person. Maybe he was your neighbor and you had a lot of jamela with him. But in Shoshan, you will not speak evil.
No. We always speak good.
And this reminds me, I missed out. When I was describing the Kali Murti, I missed out. See, she has got a skirt sort of a thing made with severed hands. And those severed hands are of many different colors. It will not be of one color. Severed hand of many. That is for the normal Kali. Kali or Shama. Shoshan Kali does not have that. Why? See, hands. What do hands stand for? Hands stand for work. As I said, Shoshan Kali, one hand. That is the good work that the gentleman has done. That only we speak only about the good work. She is holding that. Now, but I am now going back to the Kali Murti or Shama Murti. The one that we worship at Dipankar Basu. That one. See the cut hands. They are covering her genital area. That is from the vagina. That is the place from which a child is born. Now, when a child is born, the head comes out first. In the days of Krishnananda Agumbagish, there was no caesarean section. There used to be normal deliveries only. Now, the cut hands represent the good and the bad work that the previous generations have done. So, the moment a child is born, the head comes out. Through the mother's passage of life, it is touched, it is blessed by the good and the bad deeds of the ancestors. If I'm talking about myself, I was born in 1957, 10 years after Indian independence. So I did not participate in Azad Hind Fauj, did not have long march through fields of Burma and all that. I did not say Bande Mataram and did not have the police kalati. I did not do Shuttagro. I did not do anything. But I was born 10 years after Indian independence. I got all the benefits of the freedom struggle. Who did the freedom struggle? My ancestors. I'm not saying my family ancestors, my nation-wise ancestors. They did the freedom struggle and I got the benefit. At the same time, I did not participate in the riots, Hindu-Muslim riots of 1946. But you see, my ancestral home, it went to East Pakistan. Then it became Bangladesh. One segment of my family is still living in Bangladesh. In our house, ancestral house, I visited there. But I had to go with a passport, buying dollars. In my own ancestral house, Durga Puja has stopped, but Kali Puja is continuing. But I will need a visa. Did I have any role to play in that Hindu-Muslim riot? I didn't. But I am carrying the curse. I am carrying the blessings. I am enjoying the blessings. I am enjoying the curse. That is the meaning of the severed hands, many colored severed hands, forming the girdle, covering the passage of life of Kali the mother. And lastly, I'm sorry. I should have told you that I will answer about Shoshan Kali later. Let me complete with it. One very vital aspect is the hair of Kali. The hair, see all other deities, Durga, Lokhi, Saraswati, no, their hair is braided. Shundor kore binuni kora, hair is braided. And Kali, the hair is open, flowing, covering her whole back portion. Why? According to Chundi, the hairs are formed with the Tej when Durga was assuming form from the energy of the Devas. The hairs were formed from the Tej of Yama, the Lord of Death. So that is why it is like we are told, never pull a woman by her hair. Jomet Tej. So what is behind death? What is behind time? She is the beneficial destruction. We do not know. And it is futile to know. Sri Ramakrishna explained it very beautifully. Someone asked, Master, you say Joto Mot Toto Pot. That means the Hindus and the Christians and the Muslims, if they are devout in their own faith, they will all reach the same destination. But you see, Hindus, we believe in Punarjanma. We keep on being born according to our karma till we attain union with our chosen deity, Ishtolin. The Christians and the Muslims do not believe in this. They believe that after death, they will have to wait. There's a waiting period. Then the day of judgment will come. Qayamat ka din, day of judgment will come, and God will decide who will go to heaven, who will go to hell. So their destinations are not same. So why do you say Joto Mot Toto Pot? All will reach the same destination. Sri Ramakrishna said, why are you bothering what is there beyond death? You have no control over that. He gave the example of the flowing hairs of Mother Kali. You can't see beyond. You don't have any control over that. If there is rebirth, doesn't matter who believes what, it will be there. If there is no rebirth, doesn't matter how much strongly you believe in rebirth, you won't be reborn. So, no point breaking your head over what will happen. What is there after death? What do you have in your hand? What does Kali hold up?
Present.
The present moment. Focus it on no. Do good. Be good. Do good to others. Whatever is there will be good for you.
True. Thank you, sir, for taking through this journey of Kali and letting us know all the stories and all the tales and wonderful experience through this episode. Thank you so much, sir.
And thank you for granting me the opportunity of meditating on Kali. Because you see, this whole, I don't know how much time, maybe 1 hour, maybe more than that. You see, that time, I had no other thought entering my mind except Kali. So just before Kali Puja, this hour-long meditation on Kali, thank you for granting this opportunity.
It's my pleasure, sir.
Om Sri Ramakrishna Samarpanam Astu. Whatever I have received from talking about this Holy Mother Kali, whatever I have received, I offer it to the lotus feet of Sri Ramakrishna.